Hey, heads up. This is Jerry. I'm visiting parents in Florida, and so much is happening. I thought when I write back, if I could find the place, I would take a second and reevaluate the need. Just to set the record straight with all the noise and talking to my parents. This is all very confusing to the average person on the street, and I'm sure that's part of the goal. I'm partially saddened. I've given out a lot of little Bitcoin to people over the years, and basically told them throw it in the closet and set up on their phone, and sure enough 6 months later, is this $20 really worth 50, and they get into it and whatnot. I learned a long time ago not to give it investing advice for multiple reasons, but with this I never. My odds are usually 75, they're pretty good, but people don't hear risk. But with Bitcoin, never been higher. So I felt free to share it with people with confidence, and not worry about it. Even back then, remember I was saying there's billions of dollars trying to get in, and there's just no way that it's too thinly traded. But SegWit coin, which was no one wanted it, market testing and whatnot, did a bait and switch. I'm just going back to elementary school, because talking to people, they're not understanding now. SegWit coin, or BTC, I can honestly say we're the majority of the community for the longest time. We're just really good people, really nice, really, period. So I can say that without doubt. I'm sure there's always a jerk somewhere, but they got caught in this thing at core. First of all, Gavin, nicest guy in the world. He had the keys. He let some of these not good characters come in, and basically, long story short, cut him out. Here are some of the attributes that made Bitcoin so dominant that I would never attempt to overtake it, but there's no way to take market share from the biggest network. They can transfer $1 million to China instantly, or under a second, for basically free, and your money is safe. No one can ever touch it. Also, to bank the unbanked. It's not like hundreds of people, it's billions of people. And it's not like kind-heartedness, they have quality traits, I like to use the example, a village in Africa sells cashmere jackets. I'm happy because I could buy a cashmere jacket for $25 from Africa. They're happy because they can feed their village for a month. It's a win-win-win. The problem is the banking. When I say banking, I'm talking about the higher end central banks, the higher players. In my opinion, it's wrong, the rents. I'm going to learn to talk English. The fees they charge the poorest people in the world are disgusting. that's their right. Bitcoin, not the more efficient way to do it. To help these people in a symbiotic way where it helps you, the user, and then the village needs to feed their family. Long story short, the new core, Block Street, whatever you want to call it. First of all, this is all satire, lie, joke, whatever you want to call it. That's my disclaimer. It's called the New York Agreement. Fees were getting high, before. The point being is, if a transaction costs less than a penny, I'm going to say a penny, how do you compete with that? There is no competition. That's why it's 95% of the market share, or the life of its thing. They started making up and bringing in the old, because there's all kinds of old coins, and they all failed. You can't compete with that. Come in, let's say your Segwit coin, come in, take over the depository, invest in 1,000 altcoins, to get it started, and let the idiots go in there and think it's free money, and then regulate, I'll use the right words, regulate them by not allowing them to participate. That's the right, only experienced. There's so many rabbit trails, it's hard to stay on focus. But these are actual liars. Benefit of the doubt sometimes can burn you. They were saying we'll do the 2 megabyte increase from 1 megabyte, but we don't want to disrupt the market. Okay, fair enough. So they were given the Segwit, the virus, the piece of crap, and in return, in a few months, they'll add the 2 megabyte, just doubling it. Just so you know, megabyte. When I talk to people on the street, I go, how many megabytes is your phone? They'll say, 64 or 128. But no, those are gigabytes. This is how ridiculous this is. I need to put it in proportion. They are not concerned about YouTube or Google in their storing of. Oh, here's a question for you. How many videos did YouTube yesterday upload? I mean, that's not a hard question. I don't know if the light's right, but so if you want, let's just say fictitiously, you want to say, I want to see everything that was downloaded on YouTube yesterday. Well, let's say you didn't need sleep. It'll take you over 20 years. That's how. No one's worried about YouTube's storage being full. 20 years non-stop just to watch one day. Forget Google. Forget all the. It's such an insult to the layman. They use what's called defensive attack. Obviously they're trying to overtake Bitcoin. So before you do that, you don't want to be accused of overtake Bitcoin. So Bitcoin Cash is trying to pretend like they're Bitcoin. Get that first punch in. No matter how big the lie is, just keep repeating the lie. And the only way that lie can be dispelled is if someone go on stage and debate it. Don't you think it's funny that there's no live debates? Here's the fact. Look at every commercial, every ad. I mean, I try to put them up there. It's not for boring sake. It's to remind people the news. A running joke was one of the attributes of Bitcoin is the news is always wrong. There's over 101 mortuaries or deaths of Bitcoin. The joke. That's one attribute. The media is always wrong. If they're doing it really good, then they can tell you the weather today. But I'm not even giving them that credit. It would have worked too. They pump up all these coins, and everybody cries because Taco Coin isn't really worth $1 million. Real quick, an ICO is just an IPO in stocks, like Alibaba and Walmart, real companies that go public.
real earnings. That metric's been taken out. During the .com, somehow people are funding ideas. It makes us feel better. I think gambling at the horse track doesn't feel right, but gambling on ICOs seems like business, right? I don't know what the rationale is. I don't want to know. But never done an IPO or ICO. Because much like the lottery tickets, that's the front page, and people go, wow, like you get an ICO, you get free money. Learn never to accept free money. That's the other thing. Even the smart people that I respected, if you accept money, like you'll never see you go back 5 years, 4 years on any YouTube thing, there's never accepted a dime, not a penny. Not because I like when people do it, like I do it to other people, but I'm scared it's gonna distort the truth in my own mind and not even knowing, deception, not even knowing I'm doing it. But I'm glad of that now, because I saw even really smart people, because their paycheck's tied to it. I don't even think they're lying. I think they're just self-deceived, Anyways, the good news is this normally would work. These are smart people that fund these projects, and their strategies to normally work. But in the Bitcoin space, they're smart and then there's brilliant. I love Jihan. He's one of the major players. He translated the original white paper map or Bitcoin's plan. I'm trying to use normal English dialect in his native language. Man of his word, man. That's the highest thing you could have. That's higher than maximalist. Like Roger Ver is I just forgot the word, but he was awarded honorable maximalist, and he's not even a maximalist, because what's higher than that is a person's word, and that's only over long periods of time. I learned a long time ago, joining the SEO world, which is kind of like this very hush-hush thing, that it's still acceptable. Just put your stuff on YouTube, tell the truth, and over long periods of time, that will be accepted as a timestamp. Anyways, sorry about the rabbit trails. Brilliant, smart. I can't even make videos right now. The papers being put out, the patents, the different for Bitcoin Cash, it's changing the world. If you get despaired by assholes, there's good news. Not much stuff affects me. I've seen it all, and I see it in other entrepreneurs. We have a trait, and it doesn't matter if the whole world says it's wrong. It matters nothing. Bitcoin, or nothing shakes anything. They were called drug dealers, launderers, in the beginning. The price went up and down. It didn't shake anyone. Like you get used to it. My problem is when they attack the person's character. Not that they're going to be offended, but that their kids, their family, their parents might, I can't help it, even though, I'm part of a kind of a privacy group. I have to, that's not okay, and so, to anyone I've given a wallet to, you're okay, you have both, but I'm not endorsing Segway Coin. They still call it Big Coin Core or whatever. They're just wrong, and it's a bad narrative, Bitcoin, the real one, before they start turning off all the switches, instant confirmation. That's what zero com means. Person to person. When they say peer to peer, that means person to person. They assume you know what that means. and just know, scientists are so like honest, and mathematicians. It's hack proof. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't say waterproof our watches anymore because if you take it down deep enough, it'll crack. So water resistant to 1,000. But this is satire. I'm just a liar, so I'll say whatever I want. It's hack proof. And if you're a good hacker, Satoshi's wallet's there. Just become a billionaire tomorrow. You know, hack it. It's the same challenge that's been going on for 7, 8. Well, and remember too, the reason we had the cap in the beginning is incentives are how you make everything in line. You know, you get a speeding ticket and it costs you money, so you don't want to get a speeding ticket. But try to go back to when Bitcoin didn't have value, or it was worth a cent, or whatnot. You couldn't really stop spam if you can't attach the incentive, which is a price per transaction. The reason why there's no spam now, no matter how many times they say it, is everybody comes in, buys a movie ticket. You know what I'm saying? So spam away. It's just business. It's like a movie theater. What's weird, it's like a movie theater and Core goes, man, this movie theater's packed. You know, let's add, but this is so wrong. RBF, replaced by fee. This is when they became the elite program. Basically, it's designed for rich people only. So you're waiting in line, you know, but you're just a medium person or a poor person. RBF is a special line of code they put in there, not Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin is fair and always will be. You have money, you could pay extra and take cuts in line. That's right. Debates don't want that. They don't want to ask, what about the 4 billion people? They don't want to be asked like, why we're charging parts of the country, the poorest, 14% on their wages that we spend on dinner. I mean, you know, like I said, this is not, I've learned to, I don't do charity. I don't give out money. I'd rather teach someone to fish. In my opinion, the soul is better. Their pride, I mean, in a good way, providing for the family. I've never had any luck just giving away money. I shouldn't even say that, but so going forward, I'm gonna try people that are really into it, and I'm really into the tech. But the need is talk to mom, and grandma, and sisters and stuff. And so this might not. I'm gonna really try really hard because there's address changes and they're real simple, but they're not simple to your sister, to your parents. Do you know, like, and with this noise, I mean, people that don't like the old way, divide and conquer, Rothschild, repeat, they all work. Not all. All's a big word. Sorry. Don't underestimate them. You know. But anyways, I'm gonna go full retard and try to help out the normal people and get communities together on the simplicity of it. You know, in small businesses, there's so many opportunities. It's hard to even pick one. My first goal is to help Bitcoin Cash, whatever it costs, whatever it takes. You know, whether it be super high tech, low tech, whatever it is. Here I am. Send me. You know, I don't care. I just want to help. You know. It makes me feel good. I like that, you know, and my wife's backing me up with it, and so, anyways, I'm just babbling. Good job, Bitcoin Cash. The only thing that's sad is with this split, such awesome people in Bitcoin Cash right now. I know everybody likes the price and all that stuff, and I understand that, but I just like the way it is. You know, just to know there's actually, when I say good, it's relative, okay? You know, I litter, I'm not saying I'm good, I'm an asshole, you know, but when I see someone take advantage of someone else, then it's my weak spot. And Roger Ver and then even Craig Wright, they're like, he's going out of his way to, like, they're saying, does he really have, like, a degree? You know, I'd say, screw you. I'm a janitor, you know? Like, you don't have to answer anyone. Or at least just say, hey, I know he's smarter than you. You know, it's just a distraction, you know? Is what he's saying true or false? I don't care if you know, if he's a dropout like Jobs, Steve Jobs, or if he's the professor, or, you know, that's for the academia world. But he is one of the first academians. I never hire people to academia, you know, because they, you have to, anyway, I'm going to cut this off. But anyways, it's going to be kind of, if you have a small business, then contact me. Like, there is so much monetary gain while helping at the same time. That's a double win, right? Helping 5 billion people is a good thing to do. It's also very profitable. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a double-edged sword. It's just a double smile. I love it. I love every moment of it. And good job.